Welcome to our town at Common Coffee. This morning we're going to be talking with Guy Rocha, who's going to be talking about Senator Harry Reid's visit here to Carson City and also about Nevada's economy. But right now we're going to take a short break for a word from our sponsor.
What's the role of a healthcare system? Is it to make you better when you're sick? To mend you when you're injured? Are you ready to live healthier? Start today at herestoyourhealth.net, a free service of Carson Tahoe Regional Healthcare.
And we're back with Guy Rocha, the retired state archivist.
14 months now.
All around good guy who knows everything about Nevada.
Well, decent guy who knows a lot about Nevada.
Okay. Well, you were here, we had Harry Reid here at Common Coffee just a little bit ago and speaking, and what did you think about his appearance and his chances to win re-election?
Well, he's obviously, stumping the state, a lot of the things he's sharing in every community, but clearly he's tried to say some hopeful things. Nevada's in dire economic straits, and he's certainly trying to speak to that in terms of how he, as Senate Majority Leader, the first and only one we've ever had, the most powerful senator in Nevada history, can bring money into Nevada and stimulate the economy. I think there's a lot of people who think that he hasn't done enough and that Nevada hasn't gotten enough. Perhaps he needs to get the word out more, and maybe that's what he's doing now. But clearly he, given all the polls, has an uphill battle. But let's see what happens in the June primaries as far as who the Republican opponent is. And I think it's going to be, he's always had tough races, with few exceptions. He's won 2 by less than 500 votes. He's lost 1 by less than 500 votes. So he knows what close races are.
But he likes a good fight, I guess.
Well, it comes his way, and he's a fighter, and he's got the war chest to fight the good fight. But I think the message that I'm seeing right now and hearing right now is we've done a lot for Nevada and Nevadans and Americans. I can do more for you. Give me another 6 years. I'll be in a position to really stimulate the economy. He's talking about the grid, electrical transmission, the renewable energy. He's in the middle of it, and he's doing what he can, including a part that I liked hearing was manufacturing. The jobs are just not setting up the solar panels or the wind farms. They don't have a lot of people that operate them. But if you can manufacture those things in Nevada, if you can get the jobs here in Nevada, that makes a difference, Kurt.
Right, because he just announced a Chinese company was going to be putting a plant here in Nevada and building those solar panels. So
that impressed me because I was seeing, I could see a revenue stream, but I didn't see the jobs. Now I'm hearing jobs.
Yeah. Now, he has always been that kind of soft-spoken guy who's not flashy, who doesn't really do a lot of self-promotion as much as a lot of other politicians, and that kind of hurts him a little bit, in these kind of races. He now has to go out and blow his own horn a little bit more that he hasn't done in the past. Well,
he must. Of course, it's about the noise these days, and he's never been real noisy. He's been a backroom brawler, a guy behind the scenes. He happens to know how to play that game in Washington, D.C., but he hasn't been a high-profile self-promoter. He has got to get out through this state and over and over again and say, this is what I've done for you. And so does his staff, his campaign staff, as well as his administrative staff. I don't think enough Nevadans know what Harry Reid has done for Nevada, because a lot of people say he hasn't done enough. He needs to prove it differently.
Well, it seems, the last 2 majority leaders Democrats have been from kind of the small states. Before him, Tom Daschle,
South Dakota.
And he got defeated in the election, which end up making Harry Reid the majority or the minority leader at the time.
Right.
But it seems there's that kind of tough thing where you're trying to hold this coalition together of a lot of senators, a lot of them from eastern part of the country, and also serving your state's interest a little bit.
Well, the challenge for him, despite the fact that people, call him a liberal, I would argue he's not a liberal. He's a Western moderate, and he's got to work with Eastern liberals to keep his party together. And at the same time, he's getting slammed from the Republican right as being much too progressive. So sometimes he's like the meat in the sandwich. He's got the progressive Democrats upset with him, and then of course he's got the tea bag folks all upset with him as well.
Well, we're going to take a short break right now, and we'll be right back after this. Hi, and we're back here, and Guy, we keep talking about the, Harry Reid's chances, but talk about the Nevada economy, because I know this has been a subject that you've been really talking a lot about lately, about how bad this is compared to the past. I don't think people know.
No, I don't think that the public knows, unless they've been to my talks or have read my op-ed piece in the Las Vegas Sun, etc., that fundamentally what Nevada is confronting now in terms of an economic crisis, it's the third worst economic crisis to date at some 28 months now, but I argue we're at least 3 years out with any measurable recovery, which will exceed our time in the Great Depression. What a lot of people don't know in Nevada is we had a short time in the Great Depression. We were late in, early out. There were a lot of things, including a service economy based on casino gambling, migratory divorce, etc. Reno was booming in the 30s. Las Vegas was booming. Hoover Dam was under construction.
That was the original stimulus project.
Oh,
wasn't it?
yeah, there was a lot of federal stimulus money. I mean, Nevada has been getting federal money, highway construction money. We had a Democratic congressional delegation under FDR's administration. We brought in all sorts of alphabet agency money, and arguably of the 48 states, we had the highest per capita federal dollars. The point is, 4 years in the Great Depression. This one is going to last longer. You look at the shortfalls in the general fund being projected right now for the state of Nevada, $3.5 billion to $4 billion out of an $8 billion budget. That's catastrophic. And to suggest that that you're only going to cut to balance the budget, it's a failed state. It's a sovereign that cannot meet the needs of its citizens, and third world, like an African country.
Yeah, I mean, well, they want to cut a lot of this money, but there's parts of the state budget you have to have, to keep going in order to even have a recovery. Because cutting, it would seem, that would even drive some of that even further down, like the education. People talk about education as a major part of the budget, but if you don't have education, where's your next economy coming from? Where's the next?
We sadly lack an educational infrastructure that can attract the high-tech and high-end businesses. Yes, we have low taxes, among the lowest in the country, and people take pride in that. But look, if you don't invest in education, those companies looking to leave California, looking to leave Oregon, they're going to look at our educational infrastructure. They're not going to come here. They're going to say, why would we bring our companies here? Where are we looking for our training, for our workforce, our research and development? They're going to go to the Wasatch Front. I was just in Salt Lake City. It's dynamic over there. They're going to go to the Rocky Mountain Front. They're going to go to the states that have invested better in their educational infrastructure.
Yeah, because, I mean, we have benefited in this area where we've brought in a lot of companies from California who moved here, but a lot of those jobs have been, not
they're low end.
Skill,
they're low end.
But they are not the kind of jobs that you have to go to university to get. But that doesn't build the rest of, you don't have the, the multiplier effect from those companies.
We're not investing in our future. The point is, I'm for lower taxes, but there's a certain point you got to take money and invest in the future. I think Washington State is an example of a state that's done things like that. There are ways to do it without being a California or a New York.
Well, thank you for coming on and talking about this.
Thanks for asking me.
And thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Our Town at Common Coffee.
At Carson Tahoe, each of our 1,100 professionals brings something special to this region.
My compassion.
My experience.
My skill.
My knowledge.
My commitment.
My expertise.
My dedication.
But we all share one common goal.
Your health.
Carson Tahoe Regional Healthcare. Here's to your health.